Jai Gange. Jai Gange means victory to the Divine Mother. Victory to Ma Ganga. So Jai Gange. Yeah? Very simple. Jai Gange. Jai Gange. Wonderful. This is our first practice. Hopefully we'll get better at it. So it's such a divine blessing, such an incredible honor and privilege to be here with Param Pujya Swami Chidanand Saraswatiji Maharaj, Pujya Sadhvi Bhagwati Saraswatiji, on this auspicious occasion of Mahashivaratri, when we celebrate the great night of awakening, on the sacred banks of Ma Ganga, right beside her, in the lap of the Himalayas, at the foothill of Nilkant, in this sacred soil of Rishikesh, the yoga capital of the world. Like, I can go on, right? With all of these people from so many different countries. Incredible. Welcome. It is such an incredible honor to be welcoming you to the 36th Annual International Yoga Festival. And I won't waste too much time because I don't think that there can be enough words in any vocabulary of any language to do justice to introducing Pujya Swamiji and Sadhviji, and I don't think they need introduction. But Pujya Swamiji is the president of Parmarth Niketan Ashram, and what comes to me right now is, besides that he is the vision, the inspiration behind so much of what happens here, is really that from the age of 8 years when he went into the jungle, almost 15 years or so in the jungle, that penance, that tapasya, and then at the age of 26 to take the leadership of this ashram till now, to make sure that every one of you, and all throughout the year, not just for the festival, all throughout the year, all the people that come are welcomed and they feel at home on the banks of Ma Ganga. And he always says, welcome home. And I don't know if you felt that, but really, this is your home. And he is that mother and father combined energy that allows us to be in this space, to feel welcomed home. He is the inspiration, the founder of numerous multifaceted service initiatives that you have the opportunity to explore while you're here. It's in your brochures. But a spiritual leader who lives and breathes yoga. And we get to hear from him today on the sacred energy of Shiva, and of course Sadhvi Bhagwati Saraswatiji, and again, no words would do justice. She is the sacred Shakti, that is the inspiration, that is the force that keeps us all going. Not only just with her motherly presence, but with her wisdom and her clarity and her ability to communicate what she has experienced firsthand. So when she came, the age of early 20s, she was just like you. And yet she had this moment, and she will share hopefully in her talk, where everything transformed when she stepped into those waters of Ganga. And literally, like a magnet, she was not able to leave. And you know, Pujya Swamiji says so beautifully, and I feel like in a phrase it sums it up really nicely. He says, so many people come to seek blessings from Ma Ganga, but there are rare few souls who are a blessing to the banks of Ma Ganga. And she is that blessing that has been touched by the grace of Param Pujya Swamiji, that has cultivated and nourished and blossomed and thrived and has brought her experience, because yoga is not a teaching. Yoga is a touch, they tell us. Pujya Swamiji and Sadhviji always tell us it's a touch. And she, through her experience, allows for you to also get that entry into the gateway of what actually that moment of transformation can be. And that invitation is available to each one of you who has come here, as she says, not with a ticket. Ganga has called you. You must have done some logistics to get here. But without Ganga calling you, you can't come here. So without further ado, on this sacred topic, on this sacred day of Mahashivaratri, the sacred energy of Shiva, let us hear from my gurus, my mentors, my teachers, the ones I'm blessed to be of service, and such a great honor to be in their presence. Let's hear from them on what it means. What is that sacred energy of Shiva? Jai Gange.
Vande Devo Mahapatim Suragurum Vande Jagat Karanam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vaninayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram Namami Shameshana Nirvana Rupam Namami Shameshana Nirvana Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam Nijam Nirvikalpam Niriham Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Chidakasham Bhajeham Namami तेषां शम्भो प्रसीदति।
Param Pujya Swamiji, all of you, it's such a beautiful joy to be with you today. Our beautiful sisters and brothers, an international yoga festival family. Can you hear me in the way back? If the mic is working properly, raise your hand. No, it is not. Ye sound wala, wo piche awaaz nahi ja rahi. It's not that. All right. Now raise your hand if you can hear me in the back. Great. Thank you. I was saying it's such an incredible joy to be with you all and to welcome you all here to these sacred banks of Mother Ganga. And what an incredibly auspicious day to begin the yoga festival. The Indian holidays are on a lunar calendar, so we never know exactly when they're going to fall. Whether it's shivaratri, whether it's Holi, we have all of these different beautiful, beautiful holidays that come. And amazingly, even though the yoga festival is just 7 days, almost always, those of you who have been coming for a while will notice, almost always we have this beautiful blessing of having either Shivaratri or Holi fall right during the yoga festival. And this year we begin on Shivaratri, and although Holi isn't until later in the month, we will be having a very, very special Holi in advance celebration on the final day. So this day of Shivaratri is dedicated to Shiva. You look in Ganga, you see this beautiful statue that we have, this deity that we have, where we do arati each evening of Shiva or Shankar Bhagawan. And we thought, let us begin today. We'll have a special Shivaratri program in the evening of meditation, of chanting, of prayer, of abhishek. But we thought, let us begin the day by actually talking about Shiva. Who is Shiva? What is Shiva? What is Shiva in our lives? If you're not Hindu, what does Shiva mean? So I'll share for a little while. Pujya Swamiji will share, and then, assuming that time is still flowing, we will open it up for any questions that anyone has. So the Indian Vedic concept of the divine as this supreme reality, this infinite supreme reality, has three components. A component of creation, which is referred to as Lord Brahma. A component of sustenance, referred to as Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu, of course, with the aspect of sustaining life, has what we know as Vishnu avatars, the incarnations on earth in form of that which sustains life, brings light to the darkness, brings back righteousness to unrighteousness, brings back Dharma when Dharma is falling apart. And those incarnations include Bhagwan Ram. Many of you may have heard of the Ramayana. We chant the Hanuman Chalisa. Hanumanji is a hero of the Ramayana. And Bhagwan Krishna. We chant with love and devotion to Krishna. So they are incarnations of Vishnu here on earth to sustain goodness, light, righteousness, Dharma. And then we have that energy of disillusion or destruction, which is the energy of Shiva. But it's important to realize, number one, it's not linear. It's not creation, sustenance, destruction. It's actually cyclical. And that energy of Shiva is not a negative energy. People have this idea of it being somehow a scary, negative energy of destruction to be feared. No. Only feared if you fear losing a cancerous tumor in you, or fear if you're losing a tooth that has rotted and is abscessing in your mouth and causing infection across your jaw. No one's afraid of that. We're like, yeah, get it out of me as soon as possible. That's the energy of Shiva, is a removal of, a dissolution of, a destruction of whatever it is in us that's holding us back, that's keeping us stuck, and that's preventing birth and creation, spaciousness. Because grace is there. That power is there. Divinity is there. There's no place that grace is not. There's no place divinity is not. But for a lot of us, because we're not open to it, because we're blocked in some way, we're not able to access it and therefore live from it. It's like the tap is on, the beautiful water is flowing. But if your bucket underneath the tap is actually upside down, well, what's going to happen? The water's going to go everywhere and your bucket stays empty. Not because there isn't water flowing, but because that bucket is upside down. The energy of Shiva is the energy that turns that bucket right side up. that removes whatever it is within us that thinks, oh yeah, this upside downness, this is the way buckets should be. Oh yeah, I need my bucket to be upside down. Shiva comes in and turns it all. We are, each of us, and we'll talk about this all week, we are embodiments of the divine. In the Vedic tradition and beliefs and system, we do not believe in original sin. We believe in original divinity. And we believe that at the very core of who we are, the very essence of who we are, is divine. That we've been created of the divine, that in fact there is nothing but divine. People sometimes make this incorrect assumption that Hinduism is a polytheistic religion, lots of gods and goddesses. But it actually isn't. But it isn't even what you would consider a monotheistic religion, as in one God existing somewhere in the universe. Actually, what we believe is there is nothing but God. Nothing but God. All of this is happening in God. I won't go into too much of this philosophy right now because it's a talk in and of itself. But that's the premise, that's the foundation of what we believe. The dilemma is when you have original divinity, original purity, original perfection, but then you have ignorance. And ignorance is not sinful. We're not bad, evil, sinful people. What we are is ignorant. We forget. We forget that we are divine. We look down at our bodies and we say, oh, I am this body. I am this name, this age, this height, this weight, this color, this ability, this talent, this skill, this bank account. And we identify as that. And in that identification, we suffer. We suffer not enoughness. We're not beautiful enough, smart enough, successful enough, popular enough, yogic enough, spiritual enough, worthy enough, divine enough. We suffer. And then we bring that suffering to others in competition, in jealousy, in anger, in greed, in separation. We bring harm to the planet. The solution is to come back to truth. And what we are here for this week, what we're here for on this planet, like why we took birth. These days, everyone wants to know, what's my purpose? Why am I here? You are here. If you are here in a human body of any gender, any age, any color, any race, any religion, you are here to remember the truth of who you are, to remember that divine in you. That's what you're here for. So, Shivaratri is the day to remove that makes us forget. One of the very, very powerful mantras that we chant on Shivaratri, that we chant for Shiva all the time, but especially on Shivaratri, and this evening we will be chanting it here on the banks of Ganga as we meditate and pray and do puja, is what's known as the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra. And it's literally in English, that translates as the great mantra that helps us attain victory over death. Maha is great, Mrityu is death, Jaya is victory. As Nandaniji was speaking in the introduction, and she had us all say Jai Gange, Jai Gange. Well, Jai is glory too, but victory. It's victory of. Glory to Ganga, victory of Ganga, of the Mother Goddess. And here it's victory over death. But here's what's really interesting. God, by any name, any form, whatever your path or religion may be, that divine creator, the laws of the universe, have given us birth and death. And spiritually, in our tradition, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, there's so much in it about reminding us the body dies. It is the cycle of life, the nature of nature. Green leaves become red, yellow, brown, they dry, they fall. It's the nature of nature. Whatever is born, whatever is created, it dissolves, it dies, it perishes. It's the nature of nature. And so the idea that we've been given this powerful mantra to somehow undo the very laws of nature that God has put into place doesn't make a lot of sense. It sounds like it's the, hey, could you please go against all those laws you put in place mantra? Or, hey, could you please make an exception for me mantra? Those laws should apply to everyone else, but just not me mantra. But that's not what it is. And so it takes us deeper. Because yes, it's a very, very powerful mantra to chant if someone is ill, injured, on their deathbed. But ultimately what it is it's not about a victory over that which happens to our bodies. The bodies are just matter. The same thing that happens to trees in a forest. The same thing that happens to every living aspect of earth is happening to our bodies. We are degenerating right here before each other's eyes. Every one of us. This victory over death is a victory over the identification, the false identification as that which dies. It is a freedom from, a liberation from the ignorance that makes us think, I am my body, I am my story, because aside from the physical body, we identify as our stories. Where I've been, what I've been through, what's happened to me, who I am, and we hold on. We hold on to these narratives, we hold on to these stories. I won't go into my full story here, but just in 2 lines as it pertains right here. I came, as Ganganandaniji said when she was introducing, that I came originally from Los Angeles. I was 25. I was in the middle of a PhD program in pediatric neuropsych. I was a scientist. I was an academic. I was not a spiritual person, a religious person. I was not a yogi or a mystic or a sage or any of those things. I came with a backpack. I came traveling. She said I was just like you, but I actually was not, because I didn't even know that there was something to look for. You at least all have that beautiful aspect. You've come knowing there is something to look for. There is something to seek for. I didn't even realize that. I agreed to come only because I was a very strict vegetarian. And eating in Europe, in England, in South America, across the US, places where I had traveled a lot, was so hard because they put chicken broth in everything, and eggs in everything, and milk in everything. And traveling in places, and this was, 30 years ago, it's gotten better since then, in places where you don't speak the language, where you don't have access to cook for yourselves, and where you're really, really strict about it, it was really difficult. And so when India was suggested, I knew that at least in India, they knew what vegetarian meant. And no one was gonna slip chicken broth into my rice or eggs into some vegetable dish. So I didn't even know that there was actually something to be sought for other than really good and easy vegetarian food. I came here to these banks of Ganga having opened a Lonely Planet guidebook in Delhi. It was the pre-Google age, 1996. Opened a Lonely Planet book in Delhi and said, Rishikesh, just like that. Come to Rishikesh. Now there's so many hotels and so much here, but at that time, there was only one hotel at that time, along all these ashrams. And the hotel was called the Green Hotel. And I was an avid environmentalist. I had organized the very first Earth Day celebration at Stanford, where I did my undergraduate degree. And so I thought, oh, great, it must be some eco-resort or, some place that's dedicated to preserving the environment. I didn't realize that it was green in the name just because the walls were, like a pastel green color. But this is grace, and this is opening to grace. And this is having faith in the universe. So come here, drop the bags in the hotel, come to the banks of Ganga right here. And I had such an incredibly powerful experience of the presence of the divine. A divine I didn't even know I was looking for. The presence of the divine in everything. In Ganga, yes, but then in every telephone pole, in every step, in every person, in every tree, in whatever I looked at. And also in myself. And at 25, it was the very first moment in which it had ever occurred to me that I was divine, that I wasn't somehow not quite good enough, that I wasn't somehow just missing something to be worthy of occupying my place here on planet Earth, that I wasn't lacking in some fundamental way. That presence of the divine. And so that's what I have in the now 27 plus years since then. that I have now started to call the Hollywood to the Himalayan mindset shift. That my physical journey, quite literally, was that Hollywood to the Himalayas journey. But that shift, and this brings us back to Shiva, was the shift from the way of thinking that's prevalent, sadly, not only in Hollywood, but in pretty much all of modern, Western, sophisticated world, which is that mindset that says, it's okay, thank you. The mindset that says you are your body. You are what's happened to it. You are where it's been. You are what it looks like. You are its history. You are its bank account in which we suffer. To the Himalayan mindset, which says you have a body. And it's beautiful, it's a gift, it's an extraordinary gift. But you're not the body. You are soul, you are spirit. You are essence, you are consciousness. And so, I want to just take you quickly through this mantra to the one piece that for me is really the key. So the mantra, and again, we'll chant it many, many, many times. Pujya Swamiji and our beautiful Ram Prasadji and all of the Rishi Kumars will lead us as we chant it this evening on the banks of Ganga in the shivaratri program. It says, Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshi Mamritat. And what it means in short, it's a prayer to Shiva, and it says, O one with the three eyes. And we emphasize the third eye, because that third eye is what enables us to see the truth, to see the divine. These two eyes see form. They see movement, they see color, they see size, they see shape, form. Black, white, male, female, tall, short, thin, fat. Us, them. They see in separation. The third eye sees content rather than form. It sees divinity. It sees truth. So when we pray to Lord Shiva, we focus on opening our third eye. And we pray that he and his power may open our third eye so that we may see the truth and the divine. And then it goes on to praise him, the one of great fragrance, the one of these great gifts, the one who blesses us. But here's the piece that I want to emphasize and conclude with. Urvarukamiva bandhana mrityor mukshi amamritat. What it means is, like that fruit, some translate it as a fruit, some translate it as a squash, some translate it as a cucumber. It's something we don't actually have in the West, and it's called the orvaruk. It's, imagine kind of a mixture of a zucchini, a cucumber, and a very ripe fruit. And what's so beautiful about it is most fruit, or squash, or veggies, when you want them, you pick them, right? You pick an apple, you pick a zucchini, you pick a pumpkin. But this particular fruit gets so ripe that it drops the vine entirely. You don't have to pull it or pick it. And the mantra is, make me so ripe, so full, so ripe, that all of that ignorance, all of those attachments just drop away. A lot of people talk about spirituality and the spiritual path and letting go of attachments, letting go of ego, as a very painful and difficult process, this annihilation of ego, this wresting of us from our attachments. We were speaking about this in satsang last night. And so there's a lot of fear. Oh my God, my ego is going to be annihilated. Oh my God, my attachments are going to be wrested from me. It's going to be painful and awful. And what this mantra reminds us is, actually it's not about pulling you by force from the vine that holds you, from that which you're attached to. It's about you becoming so ripe, so full, that all of those attachments, it drops. There's nothing to be pulled or yanked or wrested from you. It's not a process of cutting things away. It's a process of ripening, such that all of that which used to bind you, the ignorance, the fears, the desires, the attachments, they just fall. I think about it in the analogy of, if you imagine having spent your life walking down a beach, and along the beach you collect really pretty seashells. Because why not? They're pretty. And your hands are empty. And it feels like you should collect something. So you collect seashells and pretty rocks that you find along the beach. And you end up with handfuls of seashells and rocks. And you think, oh, these are nice. And your hands are full, so you feel kind of satisfied on some level. And then you get to the end of the beach, and there is someone with a bucket full of diamonds. And they are literally pouring diamonds out of the bucket to anyone who will put their hands under it. Now, is the process of letting go of these rocks and seashells painful or difficult? Do you need someone to come and grab them out of your hands forcefully? Or knock you over the head to let them go? Of course not. You immediately, intuitively, instinctively realize, oh my God, that which I'm being offered is of such greater value than that which I'm holding on to, that you instinctively drop them. You don't say, oh wait, let me just first go home and make sure that, I can keep my rocks and seashells safe, and hopefully there will still be diamonds when I get back. You immediately make your hands as empty as they can be to get as many diamonds as you can. And if you think of the diamonds not as actual diamonds of, dollar bills or euros or rupees, but the real diamonds of our life, that joy, that awareness, that peace, that awakening, that spiritual connection, that real abundance, that experience of your cup runneth over. And then you realize that all of that you're holding on to, that you think of as self, is actually just occupying space. And so you let it go. So we pray that we may become so ripe, that bondage just drops. And that's the prayer of today. As you're here, allow yourself to ripen. Allow yourself to really, really, really ripen on every level. It's why you're here. I'll end here and request Parmarth Swamiji to share with us words of wisdom and inspiration. And we will gather in the evening for the sacred Mahashivaratri celebration.
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudadhvaja Mangalam Pundarikaksho Mangalayatano Harihi Mangalam Bhagavan Shambho Mangalam Vrishbhadhvaja Mangalam Parvati Natha Mangalayatano Haraha Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvarth Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Brahma Muraris Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashibhu Misuto Buddhasya Gurusya Shukraha Shanirahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu Asato Sadgamaya Tamaso ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः Respected Sadhvi Bhagwati ji, our dear Rishikumars, and all the beautiful divine yogis and yoginis from all over the world, my beautiful souls. Before we started, our Ganga Nandini ji said, what a beautiful day again that we are meeting on the banks of Ganga. And on this beautiful Shivaratri day, this is the most auspicious days for the yogis to anchor themselves, to ground themselves, to find themselves, and to connect themselves. This is the day of contemplation. This is the day of introspection. It's not that you have to cut yourself from the world. Being in the world, having everything. Not everybody can go to the Himalayas, leave everything. But yes, life can be turned from Himalayas, Hollywood to the Himalayas. Himalayan mind and Hollywood mind. She explained so beautifully. I remember I have seen the yogis in my young age when I was being there in the Himalayas. What was their experience? Even they came all the way away from mundane world. But the last, their experience also was, it's not that you have to leave the world. Leaving the world is not only the way. Yes, if you dedicate your life, if you want to serve, if you want to give your life, not only for you, but for the cause of humanity, there are two ways to live, what for me and what through me. If I'm only living for me, then you leave both the words. But if you are living, life is very short. Life is like a bubble of the ocean. And in that life, I have to decide how I can use my chance given to me on this earth. And both ways are great. But we know, because I have seen those yogis, seen those people's life who really give their life for the cause of humanity, for the cause of yoga, for the cause of harmony. To me, that is true yoga. And the Adi Yogi has explained so beautifully. Then its name itself, Shiva. Today is a Shiva's day. And today also is a day of International Women Empowerment Day. It's so beautiful. Shiva and Shakti. This is the answer. If you want to be peaceful on this earth, if you want to have a happy, healthy and harmonious life, this is the way. realize that Shiva and Shakti are not two, they are one. That oneness. Today somebody came to me for mantra. I want Guru mantra. I said, great. I said, okay, what form of the divine attracts you? And she said, Ardhanarishwara, Shiva and Shakti both. I said, yes, this is the answer. And you all have that in you. Shiva is there, Shakti is there. What does it mean when simply the Shiva, word Shiva means auspiciousness, Mangalam. Om Mangalam, Onkara Mangalam, Guru Mangalam, Guru Pada Mangalam. Mangalam, Mangalam Bhagavana Vishnu, Mangalam Garuda Dhwaja, Mangalam Pundari Kaksho, Mangalayatano Hari, Sarva Mangala Mangalye, Shive Sarvartha Sadhike, Sharanye Triambake Gauri, Narayani Namos. Mangalam, Mangalam, Mangalam means auspiciousness. If you want to be happy, the first thing is on this earth, Mangalam. Not only for you, but the Mangalam for the world. That's where the journey starts. The Shiva means start your journey with Shiva, start your journey with auspiciousness. How we lose this auspiciousness? Where we get lost, where we get mixed up, that even we know the mantra, the meaning, the power, we realize sometime we leave everything, come to this place, and we feel that energy, but then finally, when we go back, we lose that track. Why this happens? Let us understand the word Shiva. The Shiva has 3 letters. Sha, E, Va. Shiva. Sha means sharir. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityam abhiyate. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityam abhiyate. Beautiful mantra. Someday we'll explain this whole meaning of this mantra. But today, shariram. Sha means shariram, this body. And E means the energy. Energy in all. And the Va means the motion. If the energy is not there, there will be no motion. Energy is life. And I want to remind you Shaktis, especially you all, today is a Women Empowerment Day. You are the Shaktis. Without you, in the scripture is said, even Shiva without Shakti is Shava. It's not the Shiva. Shiva can never be Shava, but we all, without Shaktis, if we don't realize this Shakti through yoga, we are also living like a Shava, like a dead bodies. We do Shavasana. In the yoga posture, you all are aware of it. What we say in the Shavasana? Okay, realize that now, like a corpus, yeah, like a corpse, you are just lying on the ground and feel that. It means there is no energy, there is absolute stillness, and you are in rest. It means with the energy, you are Shiva, and without the energy, you are Shava. Through yoga, we can realize that energy. We can find this energy, not somewhere outside of you, inside of you. But to find that energy, when we are sitting together collectively, realize we do pranayama, we do yoga, we do chanting, that energy flows so beautifully. It connects with each other. It connects to each other and connects to yourself. It connects to the world. That's why the rishis, when they were chanting the mantras in such a way that that energy, the positive energy, can go to the world and create positivity and you all. Yogis are the answer. When we are living, yesterday people were here from Ukraine and Russia. They were talking to me in the evening in my hut, in my jhopadi. Both were there, Russia and Ukraine. And there was no war. There was no war. People were there from Israel and Afghanistan and other countries. But I could see the peace, no war. Here is the answer. Yuddha, the war is not the way, the pyar is the way. Yuddha is not the way, yoga is the way. Yoga is the way. This message must be sent from here that yoga is the way, peace is the way, love is the way, that you all can do it. You yogis really can transform the world. And this transformation in you will change, not only you, will change your families, your dear and near ones, your neighbors, your communities, and gradually the whole nation and the world. That's why you are very important on the banks of Ganga. On the banks of Ganga, here in Rishikesh, in this Yoga Nagari, the city of yoga, the world capital of yoga, once you are here, what is the importance of this place? There is a beautiful story of Lord Shiva, of this land. It's called Neelakantha, the blue throat Shiva. It's the mountain you see just here. Shiva came here. When he came here, there is a beautiful story that there was a fight amongst demons and the devas, the divine ones, and the demonic nature people. It's always there. In the family, you must find always people have their different choices, different minds, different energies. Fight is always, constant fight is on. Not in the families, but inside of us also. The churning of the ocean is not the ocean is somewhere and it happened. But the churning of the ocean every minute is going on inside. How we lose that? Peace, this story will explain you. How we lose that harmony, this story will explain to you. They both worked together. They went to God. They said, we want nectar, that which can make us ever growing, ever living. People today are looking for those kind of avenues where they can be eternal. Body can never be eternal. Can never be eternal. You are eternal, you can be eternal, but people are looking for those stem cells. They forgot their soul cells. They are looking for stem cells. That through maybe stem cells, through one shot, through one surgery, maybe we can live forever. This is not the nature of the world that you can live forever. Yes, you can live forever. If you understand what is my purpose here, why I am here. I remember when I went to America, first time, 44, 45 years ago, one thing I saw, the moment it happened that I went to California first. I was staying in Malibu. When I came through that area, I saw the signs. Shop till you drop. I said, what? I really could not understand. Shop till you drop. I said, what is this? Shop till you drop? I asked somebody, to my host, I said, what does it mean, shop till you drop? He said, keep shopping, keep hopping until you drop. Means for the last minute of your life, keep shopping. I said, this is not the answer. I learned something different in the jungle. He said, what do you learn? I said, shop before you drop. Shop before you drop. What kind of shopping? This shopping is going to stay here. This shopping is not going to go with you. And not the shopping only we have from the shopping centers. We shop so much when we are living together. That's why our clarity is lost, our vision becomes clouded, and our focus is lost. Because we keep shopping, comparison, competition. That's why the confusion is there. And the Shiva gives the answer. Through this meditation, it came to him also. When the churning of the ocean took place, when the both were fighting together in the family, they went to God. God said, okay, you want nectar? Do one thing, work together. Sangachadvam. This is another mantra of Vedas. Sangachadvam, work together, hand in hand. Talk together, live together in harmony. And if you want to achieve success, then strive together. Go, churn the ocean, you will find the nectar. When the nectar will come, you can distribute with each other. But then, you know always, when you find the nectar, greed enters. Fight starts. And when fight starts, where to go? People who are grounded, people who are anchored, people who are connected with the divine, they will find the way. The way comes to you. That's why yoga is needed. That's why meditation is needed, because it gives you the clarity. Whenever in your own life also, your vision becomes clouded, you are confused, you don't know what to do, where to go. You see the doors are closed. That's what Shiva did. That's what Shiva did 3 things. Number 1, when the nectar came, everybody's happy, everybody always happy. But before the nectar, what happens in life? Poison comes, difficulties come, challenges comes. And same thing happened. Before the nectar, poison came. The pot of poison came, nobody was ready to drink. And everybody now looking each other, who is ready to drink? No one was ready. Then they all went to Shiva. Shiva, if this nectar is here, this poison is here, we all will die. Please take care of this poison. Shiva is Shiva, that's why he is Mahadev. Shiva said, okay, no problem. For the sake of you all and for sake of the humanity, to make everybody happy, I will accept all these challenges, these difficulties, that at least family can be happy. For Shiva, his entire world is his family. For you, your family is your family. This is the first answer. Whenever there's a problem, leaving is losing. Stay, be there with yourself, with your family, with your challenges, with your wherever you are working. And find the solution. And the solution is what Shiva did. Shiva did, immediately he took that poison and accepted that, kept his throat. He said, if I take inside, the inside also is the whole word is there. Outside also word belongs to me. So rather than giving suffering, a pain to others, he held the poison in his throat. And because poison is poison, because of that, throat became blue, and since that day, he was called Neelkantha. But number 1, what he did, he relieved the pain of others. He took care of the pain of others. He said, no problem. Let me be there for you. And number 2, not only he relieved others, then with the poison, he comes on this mountain and meditated. This is the answer. Whenever in the family, in your personal life, you feel that you are stuck, you are just there to drink all that poison of those challenges have given you. Close your eyes and meditate. Meditation is the way. Meditation is just like a magic wand, can take care of everything, can turn your life ups and down, and you can see the change. That is the answer of this land. Any war, any confusion, you need clarity, you need anchoring, you need grounded, go within. Answer is not outside of you, answer is within you. That's why for the yogis, Adi Yogi is a model because he gave the answer. And this is the answer, not for few, is for all. And anyone on this earth. I am very surprised to see that, because I keep traveling. Few days back, I was traveling from one airport to other airport. The moment I was going down, there was one big insurance, maybe Atlanta, I don't know, somewhere was that. It's one big board was there. And a girl very peacefully is meditating. Insurance companies ad, insure with us and leave the rest. Look at that, they have started using your meditation. They know that it works. Even insurance company knows it works. And when it's a big insurance company, that insurance company takes dues and fees. If you don't pay your dues, no insurance. But that big insurance company, the Mr. Big, believe me, you will never find this kind of insurance company. No dues, no fees, still that insurance is on. That insurance is on. Go within yourself. Close your eyes. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamrita Karunavataram Sansarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Sahitam Namami. Another answer, being here, and look at the decoration of Lord Shiva. Look at the decoration. Why this tilak of bhasma? This may be some other session, I'll explain to you. This is an amazing story. We are running so hard. Every day, so hard. Life is so fast. What is the end? What is that dissolution? What is the destruction, generation, operation we understand, but what is the dissolution? Shiva gave one answer, which is that tilak. This we will explain in the next session. I want to, because there are many other classes also, if one question will be there, we'll answer, but till 12:30, we have to close this session. But clarity you want? You want from your life, confusion is over? Simple answer. Don't compare. Living in the jungle, I learned, no comparison. We keep fighting with comparison. Detail of this comparison, detail of this competition, we will talk in some other session, but right now, God bless you. Today is a very special day, as I said, Shiva and Shakti. Both on this day, this International Yoga Festival has started. That's why India, when it went on moon, our space shuttle, you know that name was given to that place, Shiva Shakti. Understood that even from the space also, if we want to give a message from the earth, only this message is, let us be together. Let us realize that energy. Without that energy, Shiva is also Shiva. And that meaning, if we understand, the true yoga and Adi Yoga will happen in our life. God bless you. One question, and then we'll have this session concluded. Thanks for Daphne singing before that. It was so beautiful. And our Rishi Kumars, our Ram Prasad ji, it's beautiful. Let us give a big round of applause to them also. एक question, आप ही answer
If anyone has a question, just raise your hand. Yes. Either of them.
Pranam, Swamiji. Lord Shiva is known for detachment. So, in the modern world that we live in, while discharging our responsibilities, how can we practice detachment while still having the love for our folks?
It's a wonderful question. It's actually very similar to what we were speaking about in satsang in the evening. I think at this time of Mahashivaratri, this question of attachment and detachment, because Lord Shiva is the energy of detachment. And in the Vedic tradition, the virtue of detachment is given in Sanskrit. The word is vairagya. Vairagya. And this is seen as a very, very great virtue. Everybody talks about needing to have vairagya. The problem is that most of the time when we talk about it, it's this very dry detachment. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen in the last 25 plus years say to me very proudly, "Oh, I've become very aloof." Like somehow that's a really good thing to be. I'm totally disconnected. as though they're looking for, a gold star or a medal, because the ultimate purpose of life is to disconnect. And I realized that this is actually just a really grave misunderstanding. Vairagya is the sun. In our scriptures, a lot of these virtues are actually personified as beings. And bhakti, raise your hand if you know what bhakti means or you are familiar with the term. All right, some of you. So bhakti is devotion and love, but it's a juicy, juicy, juicy devotion and love. When we sing kirtan, when we chant God's name, when we do ecstatic dance, when we have tears roll down our cheeks in love for the divine, that is bhakti. It's a juicy, juicy love devotion. Now, bhakti is personified in the scriptures. She is actually a being. Vairagya, detachment, is her son. Now, it is impossible by any law of nature to have dry detachment be the offspring of juicy love. It's impossible. And it doesn't say anywhere, Vairagya was adopted. He's not really of Bhakti's DNA. No. Therefore, we have to understand detachment in a completely different way. It is not pushing away. When we think of detachment, we think I am pushing away my family, my loved ones, my this, my that. No. Vairagya, detachment, begins with bhakti. You have to have the mother before you can have the son. So it begins by love of God. Fall in love with God. By any name, any form, it doesn't matter, but experience love for God. And when you do, automatically, your attachment, not to love, our love of people is not an impediment. Our love of people does not thwart us. Love is expansive. Love is divine. What harms us is attachment to how they act, how they speak, how they live. You better act like this. You better talk like this. Why are you living like that? जैसे मैं चाहती हूँ, जिस तरह से मैं चाहती हूँ, ऐसे होना चाहिए. नहीं तो I am upset if I don't get what I want. But when I am really in love with God, in a full beinged way, when that love fills me, then the little things, the trouble of the day-to-day life, who's saying what, who's acting how, who's being annoying, who's frustrating us, who's not doing what we want, what our kids are wearing, what time our loved one comes back from work, who's doing the dishes, who ran the errands, all of that stuff, it stops bothering us. So it stops being an impediment on our path. So we don't need to walk away from. As Pujya Swamiji said, leaving is losing in that way. It's not about pushing away. It's about embracing that bhakti that fills us with such juice that that attachment to everything else falls away. It's like that fruit, that Urdhva fruit that I was speaking about. In your love of God, you become so ripe, so full, so complete, that that attachment to things, it falls away. You keep doing your duty, you do your dharma. As Bhagwan Krishna taught us, mam nusmard yudhyacha. Remember me, fight the war. That's it. Remember me, fight the war. Love God, do your duty. Easiest mantra, easiest teaching. Life sutra. You want it in Sanskrit? It says Mam nu smard yudhyacha. You want it in English? It says remember me and fight the war, or do your duty. In the specific case, Arjun's duty was the war. But really what it means is remember God, love God, and do your duty. So you do both. You're not pushing anything away, but you're so full of truth, of love, of awareness, that you're not triggered by little things. You're not walking around like a volcano about to explode because everything is a trigger. You're grounded, you're anchored. And that's the power of bhakti. That's the power of love of God. That's the power of yoga. Beautiful. We unfortunately have to close here. We have another beautiful class starting in about 12 minutes. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And we will see you right here in the evening to gather for Aarti at 6 o'clock sharp. If you want to join for the Yagna fire ceremony, that's at 5:30. And then immediately after that is the sacred shivaratri celebration.
Just before you depart, and hopefully as quickly as we can, we do a lot of work for actually empowering women and bringing women to have access to resources and skills that they can be self-sustainable and self-reliant. And so on Women's Day, as we were reminded, it would be wonderful for us to come together in a pledge. And I would love if, the ambassadors, the yogi ambassadors, can maybe come forward on stage. Yeah, and all of you who are still here, please join us, and we'll take a pledge together. And we'll also have the opportunity to have a beautiful picture with Pujya Swamiji and Sadhviji. So if our sevaks can help gather, people in the front can also just kind of line up here.